Oh, that's what you have visor screws. So, are we recording? All right, so we're here with none other than
This is actually the intro.
This is the intro.
Yeah.
I hopefully we don't keep what was before, but the 2003 Kart Sport New Zealand champion in cadets, I believe.
2004.
2004.
North Highland, right?
Was it North
Was
Island
it
champs?
full Island?
Three was North Islands.
okay, that would be
actually,
confusion.
we're rolling off all of my highlights out of the box.
Yeah, mate.
Thanks for that,
It's
guys.
all going downhill
We
from
like to
here.
start at the beginning. And then I think it was the 2007 Junior Yamaha Kart Sport New Zealand Sprint Championships. Am I right?
2006.
Mate, always off by
JR's.
jumping the gun.
Actually, junior.
JR's was a
yeah.
great category there.
There we are.
I strongly disagree.
I was actually gonna say I'm stoked to be here. Is that what you're getting at? Is that your introduction?
I was
right?
just saying that we've got someone in our presence that's won the 2003 New Zealand Kart Sport Championship.
And
so-
you can't say
Thanks,
that
mate.
about a lot of people.
No.
I was gonna say. I mean, two of us have got Mount Wellington Club Days to our names.
This guy?
Yep.
This guy.
Surely not.
Club
Yeah.
champ.
Club champ.
Club champ.
Far out.
It's big.
National schools champion. Soon to be Alfa Romeo factory driver.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
That's massive achievement.
Yeah,
That's a
I mean, you
huge
know,
one.
we're in the company of gods here.
Did you ever...
I was just gonna. No, we never raced against each other, but probably since 07, next career highlights 2023 being on Screaming Meals.
A lot of people, yeah.
A lot of people say this is sort of the peak of their career. And it just all goes downhill
Yeah.
through cancellation from the show.
This is
Yeah.
the second most prestigious podcast in motorsport,
Yeah,
second to the Max Verstappen one.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people say it's the end of my career here too, but
Was that Tom Blomqvist that said that?
it was.
Last week's show, as you've seen on Twitter, probably. But no, well, it's good to have you here.
Thank you.
And we want to talk a little bit about your career other than your karting successes in New Zealand. You've had a bit of a different ride through to Formula E than most. Talk us through the difference between a transition between to Europe and a transition to Japan, because that's something that you spend a lot of time doing.
Yeah, that was a bit of a transition. Cool though.
How's your Japanese?
I was very lucky. Had a good run at Macau in Formula 3. Actually, leading up to that Macau, we were hanging out back in New Zealand, doing a few runs.
I remember
training.
that. I remember those days
But-
fondly, mate. What's even funnier is I went to Europe at like the 17th of January, and every morning, me and Nick and I would have breakfast together, and then we'd go to the gym. And to my surprise, when I went to Europe, he continued going to my house for breakfast.
Oh, he's
I
telling me.
I did continue going to the gym as well.
Are you best friends?
Have you got one of the Halliday gym cards as well?
I've got it's just the poached eggs were phenomenal.
Yeah, I was shocked to hear about it from my mum of all people, but yeah, I know.
You're going to have to unpack this one.
Yeah.
No, that's an upset. I mean,
So Marx's mum makes fantastic poached eggs in the morning.
exactly.
Yep.
So
Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, I
Thanks,
think-
Joe. I know where you're trying to go with that,
And then-
and we're not having any of that here on Screaming Meals, all right?
But basically, after that, I then headed to Japan for my first year of Formula 3 there. Was pretty different. I was living like in a town called Gotemba, which is an hour and a half out of Tokyo,
Okay.
near Fuji Speedway.
And where are you starting? Because Tokyo is like 3 times the size of London or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like,
it's huge,
So
right?
you're a long way out of like the middle.
Oh no, I was not around anyone. I've got more friends in this room than I had there.
How was it working with the engineers? Was your engineer, did he speak English? Because sometimes they don't. And there's a bit of a problem with the language. Per
There
se.
must have been a lot of hand gestures going.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was, but man, I was lucky. Like Tom's, they've had a lot of international guys across the years. So
They're sort of like the premier of Japanese F3, aren't they?
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I for sure had the best car. I had brilliant preparation. The guys were a lot of fun, just easy. But it was just such a different working style to Europe. Like there's no, when you arrive there, there's no driver development. You're expected to be at a level, and if you're not, you're not there again.
That's very different to Europe, because
Yeah.
the junior formulas in Europe, I mean, Clem, you can chime in on this one, but
You do a whole lot of testing, a whole lot of sim, which I despise, by the way. And
The big PlayStation.
Hire him.
yeah, hi me. No,
He's a big sim guy.
Oh, huge. Spent countless hours on there, obviously developing for the teams and that I've been working for. But
Some say that he is the reason Felipe Drugovich is the Formula 2 champion.
quite rightly so,
Others say
actually.
The
it's
educated minds of the sport, yeah.
Well, I think, I was a major contribution definitely to the MP title with probably about 6 or 7% of the team's points.
You say 6 or 7 points.
Practically. No, but I did spend a whole bunch of time on the sim developing that car for him. So,
Bollocks. I know that you went there, you had a coffee, you did 7 laps, you jumped out, went for a massage, came back.
Well, have you been to the MP sim yet?
I have.
So, the couch.
Nick, did you know that I'm doing Macau next week?
I just saw it.
Yeah,
Just
did
saw
you
it.
did you
That's
know
pretty
that?
cool.
Did you watch him race yesterday when this comes out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations or commiserations.
Man, he was Paolo. That's cool.
I know. He
That
was
is
your
very
engineer,
cool.
wasn't
Yeah,
he?
that's cool. That is cool.
Man, Paolo's
I
been
like
with
him.
everyone.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah,
think about
he's
it.
mega.
So, Paolo was my engineer in F3. Your engineer in F3. Felipe's engineer in F2.
F2.
Schumacher's engineer in F3.
Yeah.
The
So
list-
you and I are the only guys to get titles with him.
Shit. That's saying something, man.
So you did. Speaking of title, you did the F3. You won that title in Japan, and then you
Yeah.
did the European
Actually,
one.
so then I was with Paolo the following year.
Yeah.
In Europe, but 2015 I had 2 races in Europe at the end of that season. So between the last round, or the second to last round and the final round, there's like a 2-month gap, and I was equal on points with my teammate heading into that final round.
Who was this? Sorry? Stroll.
With no, this is in Japan.
Oh, sorry.
In 2015, and it was Kenta Yamashita.
Okay, yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
And then at the same time, Prema had a seat come up, and I wrote Rene. I basically asked if there was any interest, and I was like expecting a no, and somehow there was a yes.
That's awesome.
And
How did you message him? Was it Facebook Messenger, like
No, it was-
2015?
Did you poke him
it was
on
WhatsApp.
Facebook?
No,
Right.
it was WhatsApp. And then went to Portimao basically I did 2 races with Prema in that gap.
Yeah.
Went to the official test and was quickest day 1. I remember
Kraus.
thinking like, yeah, I'm the man. That's where it went downhill
Short
from
lived,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Went, No, it was really cool. I did those two races and then carried on in 2016 after that.
Yeah.
But with
So
Lance.
you went from Japan back to Europe.
And then
Yeah,
back to
but
Japan.
I was doing 2016. I was doing Super GT as well with Toyota. So I stayed with Toyota.
Okay.
Did Super GT, and then 2017 went and did Super Formula, Super GT.
Now, a lot of people say that the Prema days is like some of you weren't in Prema, Clem, but
No.
the guys that were there always say that they're some of your most fond memories for whatever
They're
reason.
a fun team, right?
It's
quite cool.
It's a
quite
family
cool.
vibe.
Yeah, it's cool. I've been quite lucky though, I must say. Honestly, I don't think I can really name a bad team.
Well, you
Well,
shouldn't if you could, but yeah.
It's probably best if you don't. Anyways.
No, honestly, like I've had all my teams been pretty cool. Prema for sure was fun, but even like I was with T Sport before that in Formula 3, that was fun. They were good guys. In
Yeah,
Japan,
yeah.
it was cool. Formula E, I've had good teams, so
Yeah,
I've
and
been
you did a
lucky.
lot of stuff in New Zealand as well, and especially in Toyota Racing
Yeah.
Series, all that kind of stuff. How
He
many
was
how
my
many Grand
idol.
Prix wins do you have?
3.
Three
Three.
Grand Prix,
Yeah,
triple
well,
I was
triple
there
Grand
for
Prix
his
winner.
third. I was there
How many
on
have
the
you got,
engineering
Marcus?
wall, cheering my pal on, Neil Motorsport.
Fine.
Neil
How many-
Motorsport.
How
there's
many
a
have you
throwback.
got?
How many do I have?
Well, you've got
You're
90%
about-
of one.
You were one ECU away from
yeah.
an NZGP.
Not-
That's honestly one of the most painful memories of my life, I think.
I know. I was
What
there.
was
to
what was
witness it.
worse, that or when Schwartzman drilled you in Austria?
TRS by far.
Yeah, okay.
Because Austria was
Interesting.
kind of like,
It's still a championship to
Yeah.
decide. Yeah.
did you see my New Zealand Grand Prix?
No.
No.
Oh, one of the most devastating moments.
It
I
was
think.
it was the sort of Team New Zealand America's Cup of 2017 personified in a lap where we won like 7 straight. You need to win 8, and then America won like 8-0. You literally shat the bed. Was that a really long way of describing it?
Which year are we talking about? 18 or
But
19?
to be fair, I could never quote America's Cup like that. That was fantastic.
He's been listening to
Dude,
the
I'm,
ACC.
I'm an encyclopedia of New Zealand sport.
But I remember watching that America's Cup, thinking and seeing that there was the
Just
week
the-
off or the
Yeah.
couple of days off.
And just the despair.
They had the boat change and we knew
Yeah,
It's
it was
the
rough,
America's
man.
Cup.
we were 7-0 up. At 7-1 up, we knew it was gone.
Yeah. Yeah, regular sailing viewers will be familiar with what we're talking about. But
sailing.
Well, to be fair, I mean, there's a lot
Yeah,
there's a lot of motorsport chat here. I thought we were here to talk about meals. So I've not really been.
This is a tendency with Screaming Meals. Now, obviously,
common misconception.
Yeah, the name is still a bit of an issue, as in most guests believe they're coming in to talk about food, lifestyle.
Bullshit.
We could do a bit of Japanese cuisine though, because
yeah.
you're a big Japanese
Huge.
cuisine fan.
Yeah.
Huge fan of Japanese
Zuma.
cuisine. Oof.
Can't afford that.
Yeah,
Ivy Asia.
IB Asia's actually more, sort of vibe.
Yo sushi, maybe.
Sometimes. But yeah, no, London, what do you think of the Japanese food in London compared to Japan? Great question.
Good question.
This is for me, who's never been to Japan, obviously, and an avid Japanese food fan.
He's so full of shit.
No, that was a mint segue. I stand by that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, good question, mate. I must say, when I went to, here you go, truthful answer. When I first went to Japan, I couldn't believe how much Italian food there was.
In Japan?
Did you expect that answer?
No.
No, you didn't. Man, honestly, like yakiniku, okay,
Yeah.
Korean barbecue kind of style, a lot, but
Big fan of the Korean barbecue.
yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Bit of
I can
cow's
tell,
tongue.
brother, you got your top button undone there.
Oh, mate, I've got everything undone. I've had some. We're gonna cut here.
Quick
boys.
snake access.
We're not
We're gonna-
cutting here, mate.
No, we're not.
We're gonna
I'm
zoom
gonna
Get the udon
yeah,
noodle
I've
out.
had a few issues
Give
today.
the fans what they want to see, mate.
There
Yeah.
we go. I feel a bit tighter now.
I told you.
Yes,
Yeah.
There we go. That's not going to be cut.
No chance.
Yeah, a lot of Italian restaurants. There you are.
Yeah.
Grouse?
Clem, thanks for that question.
Yeah, no worries. I just thought I'd put in a bit of a meal segment to screen
We've all learned something.
so Clem, by the way, what do you think of the Japanese food in London?
I think it's really good. Mightily expensive though, but the Otoro here is especially good.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
He took me to Nobu one time.
Nobu?
Yes.
Or no, it was Zuma.
We've been to
if I
Nobu.
recall. We've been to Nobu.
It's I don't think it's worth the investment, personally.
No, it's
Speaking of investment, how's the difference in shoes?
Well, now you might not believe this, but I actually got these on sale.
No, I can believe it.
Yeah.
I can believe it.
20 bucks and now.
Those have seen every single nightclub in London.
Yeah.
yeah.
Those
They've,
Gucci loafers.
it's either them or the black ones. You know, it's my.
But
going
they are
options.
though, like the toe could be like a polished brogue I'd wear at Lloyd's. Like they're that dark at the front and then
Yeah.
the camel sort of at the back.
Well, you know, it's
The
just
contrast
the
is quite
looks.
something.
There we are.
If
Whereas,
you, since we're talking about partying,
This is a lot more fun than racing. generally.
Oh, massive.
I'm glad
So-
you're with us.
Yeah.
This is
This is
Yeah.
I'm
great
glad
chat.
we've steered it away from racing, to be honest.
so. If you could put your top 3 nightclubs from a post-race party, what would they be?
Man.
Or you could do cities. You could do cities.
It doesn't need to be a nightclub, I guess. Like
Yeah, Tokyo. for me
Destinations.
Tokyo
Yeah.
was for me the best.
Really?
That was cool. Very, very cool.
Any place in particular?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Calendar Girls?
No. No,
I
like
think you'll find that's on
honestly-
Queen Street in New
yeah,
Zealand.
Queen Street. No, honestly, I find I'm not a massive clubbing guy. Might seem weird to say that, but I
Well,
love.
they're different.
Yeah, we're different. I love going to like bar, old school music.
I'm a dive bar guy.
Grouse.
Love a
We
dive
call-
bar.
We call it Daniel Gaunt party. You know, sing along.
Yeah.
A few beers with your mates and
That's
have a bit
that's
of
so
fun.
American, man. You'd love that.
Probably.
That's
yeah.
very American.
Yeah.
Speaking
That's
of
me.
actually Daniel Gordon, I've heard in the Porsche New Zealand Championship back in like '07 when Reynolds was running in it and all that kind of stuff, they had a rule like if you left the bar first on the Saturday night, then there was some kind of punishment applied the next day. The last one to leave the bar got some kind of gentleman's agreement head start.
We had the opposite in Japan. We had the trophy for first to get there.
Yeah,
So that was
first to the bar.
first to the bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in Tokyo, and it's always like a race, full traffic. Guys were taking the inside, hard shoulder lanes. But it started back in the 80s, 90s. I think the guys back then I think I was probably pretty tame compared to that, by the sounds.
Everything in the '80s and '90s sounds like a lot more fun. Doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your?
Clem's trying to pick it back up.
Yeah.
Well, I've been trying to, obviously.
What do you think is missing? No social media.
Yeah, essentially,
that would
probably.
help.
That would actually help quite a lot, I reckon.
I feel like the young guns of today. I went to Silverstone to watch F3 or F2, and everyone is very buttoned up because there's almost like not to say whether it's right or wrong, but you know how there's sort of like a stereotypical perfect racing driver,
George Russell.
and his name is David Coulthard, but.
DC. DC's
Hey,
played more than anyone on the grid, mate.
Talk about bar-related prizes. Jesus, David
Okay,
Coulthard's name
maybe
probably
David
comes
Coulthard's
up.
a bad example.
Yeah.
And everyone definitely buys into that now. Like we need more Clement Novalaks in the world. That
You do.
just
Yeah.
Do you know what? That is the nicest compliment I think I've ever
It's actually
received.
very nice, yeah.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I'm just not ready for it to be myself.
No, I totally understand. It's definitely not a lifestyle for everyone.
It's a leap of faith, that's for
It's
sure.
for sure a leap of
Yeah.
faith.
But
Yeah,
if
it's
there was
real-
if there was a championship for who had the most fun throughout the season,
Oh, mate,
I'd
I'd
set good
top
rear
that
run.
by miles.
Who'd be a close second? One probably.
Juan,
He has
yeah,
a good time on
he's
it.
got
maybe
a good
Roy
time.
Nissany.
Well,
How
Ron
was
Sonny.
how was Zandvoort?
Oh, mate. Well, I
You went on
obviously
the
it's
Saturday
been,
or the Sunday?
Sorry,
You went on the Saturday.
Sunday.
That's-
So
that's lucky.
which was better. Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
that's lucky.
Well, actually, last time I won on the Saturday, and it was a pretty tame celebration compared to this Sunday.
You won on the
No,
Saturday.
I finished second behind you. I forgot. Fucking terrible time. Remember, shat it off the line.
Shat is off the line.
Terrible start. No. Well, it's been a massive topic of conversation for the last 3 podcasts. I mean, my win in Zandvoort was pretty much the highlight of my career, right? So,
I wouldn't say that.
I'd
but-
say
Well,
it's the
say
highlight of
WSK.
Dutch civilization, to be honest.
well, no, it was a pretty.
So run us through the evening activities.
The
what did
evening
we do?
activities were pretty tame actually because we had Monza the week after. I mean, we went to some party by the beach.
Yeah, the Prince.
Yeah, the Prince,
The Prince
who
was
I
having
think
a party.
owns the track.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we were there and don't remember much.
There was
of
a
it.
guy on one of
That's
those,
cool.
like the jetpack that you stand on, but in
Yeah.
the water. There was a guy
In
in
a
a
pool.
pool on that. Someone did a backflip on a jet ski and like soaked a group of people.
Yeah,
That was very fun.
right next to us.
And the guy, there was a private performance from the Swedish House Mafia dude.
yeah,
No way.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Good party.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
pretty cool.
it was cool, and well, I think you remember a lot more than I do. But yeah, no, it was.
I tried to light a joint off the back of someone's exhaust pipe. That was fun.
I'm going to distance myself.
Yeah,
from
I'm
that
going to fully distance myself from that one.
You know, it was a good after party. But yeah, no, I mean, the weekend was good. Everything went
Yeah.
smoothly, yeah.
Sweet.
For me, one of the all-time great after parties is always after Silverstone Grand Prix.
Okay.
You're
When-
joking.
Yes, mate.
Well, I think the year
Tweet
with
on
you
a
was
Sunday
great.
night.
It's always the most expensive one as well.
Yeah,
right?
that's the problem.
It's the great thing about having Clem with you.
Oh
on the
no.
way out, is you get to about 3 a.m. and you're like, getting a bit tired, can't find Clem. Well, I best go. I'll leave him with the bill.
And
What were we
anyways,
talking about?
I've completely lost my train of thought. Here.
Oh, dude. So you're actually the big hot shot next year, aren't you?
Am I?
This is now the podcast about Marcus.
Okay.
No,
No,
that's
no, no,
fine.
no, no,
I'm
no,
good
no,
with
it's
that.
not.
That's pretty cool.
Oh wait,
Full race calendar.
before we
You
talk
know-
about IndyCar too much,
I was gonna say, like, you're looking very thin, and mate, you got it.
bulk up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you
There was
roll up with that
a
steering wheel,
really
mate?
long way of calling someone a pussy.
You did a Sebring test recently in IndyCar as well.
I did in February.
How did you
Yeah.
find that, mate? I was there for that day. Didn't want didn't want to miss the
You
historic moment.
You ran home early.
Yeah,
I
that's
remember
right.
looking in the box. Where's Marcus? No, he'd gone back to Miami.
Dashed to Miami.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Had a,
yes.
had a
Common
reservation
theme.
at Soho House he couldn't miss.
Common theme.
Yeah, I can't remember what I was doing that night in Miami, but yeah, I did.
Probably
meet-
best
Oh.
not disclose.
I can remember. No, I'm joking. That was very cool. It was very, very cool.
And you were driving the number 10 Alex Palou
Yeah.
championship-winning car.
Yeah, that was the championship-winning car in the end. That was pretty cool.
So you set up the year, laid the foundation.
I didn't
and then,
set up
yeah.
anything.
How did you find it compared to the other stuff you've driven? As far as single seaters specifically, like how did it compare to the most recent, like a Formula E car?
Formula is so different,
Yeah.
man. Like, I was rusty, to be honest. The first part of the morning, pretty rusty, and then it got hey, see you later.
Come on in. You're welcome to join us.
Sorry, I just
Come
Oh,
on.
your laptop.
You're all good. Come
Yeah,
Yeah,
come on,
no,
come
no,
on.
go for it. Go for it. We're live.
I could come back.
Come. Yeah, it's fine.
You're
It's
already,
fine.
You're already on camera.
Yeah, it's 100,000 people have already seen you.
Can you sign a release form?
Okay, I'm gonna just like you guys keep on doing.
Hey, no worries.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe this is a good opportunity to talk about Lance Stroll.
As everything's
No,
just
hang
shut
on.
off.
Oh, yeah, that was our light.
Let's get some structure to this. Let's talk a bit about. These guys don't realize how fucking tough Macau is, do they?
Are you getting ripped on IndyCar memes?
No, they're just taking the piss of me driving like a little tiny toy.
Oh, okay. Oh, so they're
And I
actually
reckon
like.
you're gonna
they're-
find it quite weird.
Is that
going
painting you
back
out
to
as the
it.
big deal?
No.
Yeah, but you know how. We should get this rolling. Are we rolling? Yeah, we are. Like, you know how tough it is going to Macau.
No,
no
I
matter
reckon you're
what.
gonna find it weird.
In what sense?
Like the car feels gonna feel strange.
It will feel weird.
You don't like. I
Don't
think
you-
you'll be fine. I think you'll have a good weekend. To be honest, I'm predicting that. But I
Don't-
reckon like Macau is the event you need to, find that rhythm, build up to it, and you obviously miss that chance to find the rhythm early because you're just getting used to the car again, right?
Mm.
But you'll be okay.
Yeah, but people don't realize how hard it is.
No, for sure. That's what I mean. It is because you don't have that rhythm. You don't know the car. Like it's hard on a normal.
But you were right. You didn't do the championship the year that you did Macau with T-Sport, did you?
No, I did the last 2 races, so I knew the car, right? It
Get a
helped.
bit of a lead in.
Yeah.
To be fair, my thought process is knowing an
You
F3
had
car
one?
is all well and good, but driving around Macau is it's tough. Like,
Oh.
okay,
It
he doesn't agree with me.
No, it is, but you got to put yourself in. Like, this is the way I look at it, because I think FE, even IndyCar, man, you're on street tracks all the time.
Have a
See you
good one.
later. You're on some pretty tough, gnarly street tracks, but it's the same thing every time. Everyone's in the same situation. It's not like people are doing quali laps and you're not. It's everyone's in that same build-up phase. So, I don't know. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, the Pirelli bollocks is the thing that is concerning me.
So it's more, I see it more that side in the car rather than the actual track build-up, because everyone's going to be in the same situation.
The
You
good
just
thing
gotta-
about IndyCar is you go out the box flat out and
Yeah.
you just drive the wheels off it.
Oh, yeah?
And now I've
Now you're going to have to do your out, you warm, you
yeah,
push, then you cool.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
you're
you
going to
push
find
again.
that quite painful, I think,
Yeah.
actually.
I've seen the team's warm up procedure, and it's like it's given me Pirelli PTSD.
PTSD,
Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah.
I quite liked the
The Pirelli.
no, just the,
I was going to say,
I was just going to say that the build, push, cool.
it gives you a bit of time to
Get your breath
rest.
back.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's true.
In
Um,
the car, you're going
Do you feel like you missed out on Formula 2?
to, in what way?
Would you have liked to have done it?
Um,
Had it made sense for your...
yeah.
It's probably GP2 for you more than F2, no?
Yeah, I think like before Super Formula, yes. But then once I was in Super Formula, there was kind of,
Yeah, those
Best
are kind
car
of
of all
badass
time,
cars.
yeah, they were awesome, man. They were so good. So good.
Watching an onboard of a Super Formula car is borderline scary. You go into
Yeah.
T1 at Suzuka, it doesn't really look like you decelerate much. You just go in hard and just rack lock.
Yeah, almost. Like Suzuka in the winter test is like mad, man. It's what was so weird for me at the time was it ended up just becoming normal. people would talk about how good the cars are, and I'm like, you're just driving it
To the
so
limit.
often, and same kind of tracks. Super GT as well is insane. Like the tire grip you have in Super GT, man, is nothing you'd ever experience.
Tell me the
So-
story about your first test in Malaysia. I remember you told me a funny story back in the day
Yeah.
when you went out the box and hit the brake and didn't realize. Am I talking shit?
Maybe.
This is your story
Run
now,
the-
Marcus.
the-
Run
the
away.
story
Take it
through,
away.
I'll tell you
Take it
if it's
away,
true or not.
So Nick Cassidy came out the pits on a Super GT
Yeah.
test, first ever one.
In Malaysia, right?
Malaysia
Yeah.
Sebring,
Yeah.
and it wasn't used to not having the wheels you can see when they're locking or not. So he went down to T1 and started pushing the brake and thought that, oh shit, the car's not decelerating at all,
So you got to hit the
I can
brake.
tell you now that's not true.
Shut up. Continue.
And so he kept pushing the brake harder and harder and harder until he looked in the mirrors and saw just a cloud of smoke. He'd just been locking up all the way on entry.
Yeah, not true.
And then Adele appeared out of the cloud of smoke.
And then he found
But I
10
remember-
bucks on the pit lane.
Yeah, there we go. No, it wasn't quite true. But I do remember my first test.
Okay.
But I do remember my first test. I went to Malaysia. I was signed as race driver for Tom's. But they have this thing there that it's like tire testing. And so they only, no, serious. So it is 2 drivers for the car. But the engineers only want to use their number one
Yeah.
driver for the tire test, because it's Bridgestone are paying for the test and they want the information. So normally you'd think, okay, it's 50-50 or whatever. And we're doing 12 sets of tires a day, maybe more. 150, 160 laps, 170 laps a day for the car. I remember my first day, I did an install. On day 4 was the most laps I did in a day of the test. I did 6 laps.
6.
6.
Oh,
I've been hanging in Malaysia for 5 days, and I've
Just having
left.
coffees.
Drinking coffee. I
I've
imagine,
left, and I'm just like young fiery Nick, like blowing up. Like, I'm the race driver, man. I got to learn how to drive this thing. No. You're a young driver. And
Stay in the box.
And that's
Giving me
kind
Liam
of
Lawson
like
vibes.
that was the mentality. But in the end, kind of like you learn that's how it is, and that's just how it's always been. But it actually makes it quite hard in Super GT
Yeah, I bet.
to learn, because
Yeah.
you don't actually get.
Because it's sort of
Any
like the
time.
a bit like the co-driver effect in the V8 supercars stuff. Like now, there used to be a sand down like all the runs, and now it's pretty much just Bathurst and Gold
That's-
Coast or
yeah,
something. Yeah,
it's similar. But it's like, I mean, every race, you're 2 drivers, you've got to be on it. But it just means, I think, once you have experience, and once, especially you're the stronger guy,
Yeah.
you end up doing so many laps, so much testing and development. But to get to that point was a bit of a slog.
It's
Yeah.
a bit like IndyCar in that sense. But like I've followed you since I was like a kid, and you've driven, I think, everything under the sun almost, apart from F1, I'd say.
Yeah, no F2, no GV2 test, no F1. To test IndyCar was cool. Like I'm jealous of you, man. Like I reckon you're in for a seriously cool. Yeah, you've already had a cool year, and I think next year's gonna be even better. So that's awesome.
What do you think is like the most difficult car in what's the most difficult car physically you've ever driven in your career?
Probably the IndyCar, I guess.
Every time he's got a race, he comes in and just gives it big ones. Be like, oh, I thought I was going to be really tired, but I could get in again. I feel so fresh. Every race, you jump out like St. Pete, all the hard ones, you make a point. If you're interviewed, you're like, I found that really easy.
it's MA with the mind games, mate.
Yeah.
Wink, wink. No, in all seriousness, you tested at Sebring,
Yeah.
which is like, how do I put
Easiest
this?
place.
What?
I don't know.
Nah, man. It's
really?
like driving. It's like driving through the dunes of Dubai, Clem.
Oh, is it?
It's so bumpy.
I've flipped on one of them
Dunes
them
in Dubai.
quads. Yeah, in
Yeah,
Dubai.
yeah. Brings back some memories.
Yeah. Oh, PTSD, as you were saying.
Yeah.
We've been doing like almost 1,000k days doing the hybrid testing
Oh, wow.
around Sebring.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Jesus, man.
Fuck.
She's a long day run Sebring.
Yeah.
And what about technically, like say obviously from a driving point of view, what was the car that you probably found the hardest to get your head round, let's say, in your whole career? If you could pick one car that you think
Formula Renault 2.0.
hard, right?
Mate, I sucked in that car.
Same.
It destroyed my career.
Same.
Like, I sucked in that car. I felt
What team were
I
you?
actually got through that phase, and once I tested F3, I actually kind of did a good test, and that kind of saved me a bit. I was in the best teams.
What was it?
I was in Koiranen.
That's right, yeah.
They were mega. They supported me, but I just sucked, man.
Same for me. I was in Kaufman at the time, which was arguably one of the best teams. And yeah, man, it was one of those cars where you come in from a lap and you think you've done the lap of your career. And the guy just comes on the radio and goes, yeah, mate, fucking 1.2 off, pay 15.
Teammates on pole.
Teammates on pole. And then all of a sudden you'll do the worst session that you've done all year.
And it's
fucking
quick.
scrapping it round,
Yeah.
fucking rears hanging out, fucking going crazy. You cross the line, you're like, P5, solid.
Yeah,
And I was just
I-
like, how?
I had some of my best, my last 3 rounds in Euro Cup were okay,
Yeah.
but man, I had a hard slog until then, and I had no reason why. Suddenly, 3 races, I was okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know for you, you kind of feel when certain cars work for you or not. For me, always the higher power stuff.
But that's
I was stronger in.
That's a surprise because the TRS car is, you know,
It's
the
meant
one
to be the same chassis.
it's pretty
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah. Only thing I found different was like Formula Renault on throttle. There's no traction
There's
issues,
nothing.
right? And TRS. Remember when I got into it? Did you ever drive the first version
Yeah,
car
yeah,
with the twin cam,
yeah, with the sequential.
the sequential and the
Yeah.
twin cam? And when
Yeah.
it come in, like traction's a bit difficult and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
and it was a bit wild.
Yeah,
And then when I went to Eurocup, just that aspect was gone. I don't know how much that changed it, but for me in the Eurocup car, I struggled like mad, and the TRS was okay.
Yeah, to be honest, it's funny you say this because I had exactly the same. I did all the, let's say, post-season testing in Renault the year before. Everything was fine. Went to TRS, had the fucking greatest time of my life. I mean, firstly, I was on the same grid as Marcus for the first time in like 4 years. And obviously that was fun. It did actually really well, and then came back to Europe, and all of a sudden I was like fucking nowhere. And I was like, what's going on?
some guys are Formula Renault specialists though.
Yeah.
Like I remember this guy Max Deforny. Do you remember this guy?
Of course, man. I've watched a few races of him.
This Belgian dude. You know him?
I'm not sure.
He would have this technique. I haven't heard of him since Formula Renault, but he'd go into a corner. Let's, for argument's sake, say the last chicane of Nürburgring, and he'd keep like 50% throttle under brakes.
Yeah, right.
So he just like had like full def engagement under brakes, and the geezer would brake like 40 meters later than me, but I'd be like rear locking like sideways, and he'd just be like like an F1 car, and
How's the exaggeration? 50% throttle.
50%, yeah.
40 meters later.
He's still in
Can you
sixth
actually
at the
picture
apex.
those differences?
It would be the biggest shunt, especially in that corner. You'd hit one of the sausage curves and just take off.
Imagine seeing a teammate break 40 meters later.
Yeah. I would go home.
It's
I'd
half-
pack my bag
it's
and
half
go.
to Maru.
What's the dumbest thing you've ever seen a teammate do, and what was it?
You probably give that explanation.
you're actually not wrong. It wasn't 40 meters. It was more like 15, but still. It was enough on the data for me to be like, fuck.
Oh man.
So that might be why you haven't
Imagine.
heard of him since Formula Renault.
Imagine being this guy's teammate, you know, Super GT, he's in the car first, wet quality drying conditions, no experience, comes in, shit mate, we don't break turn 1, 30 meters.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
Here we are. So, same grid.
What was
Mate.
your question?
What's the dumbest thing you've ever seen a teammate do, just in that vein of breaking 40 metres too late?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't name and shame, but
No, I won't name and shame at all. Probably.
Remember,
Yeah, no, I see your point.
What I
man.
was going to say was, so you guys were same grid, and I made it happen
Oh, what, in karting?
in karting.
Yeah.
Good times.
I don't think we've ever told this story about, because, Clem, you probably won't know this, but the reason I was even on that grid was because of this guy right here.
Really?
2014.
And actually, that come from the Formula Renault. I just ended up doing a
Okay.
bit of testing with Maz and Ollie Oakes, and as like kind of the reference driver.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't a great reference, but besides the point. And then you were doing karting in Euromax.
Yeah.
Dan Holland Racing.
Dan Holland Racing.
That's it. And I remember Ollie was helping out with OTK at the time, some drivers and stuff.
He was a
and
talent scout. I think.
talent scout.
Yeah.
And he had a seat free, and we were at Valencia doing a test. He had a seat free for the World Championship. And I was like, should put you onto it. And he did a good deal, I think. I think there was a bit of a support. I think Clem was paying for most of it, and he got a bit of a free ride. No.
You're probably not wrong.
No, but I remember you did a race in Germany, potentially, first?
Yeah, so I got an email out of the blue from Ollie saying that you had recommended me for the World Karting Championship. And I was like, no way.
That was with
Cosmic factory team. And I went there, obviously made good friends with Ollie, and he sent me to Germany for the German champs,
Yeah, nice.
where I almost destroyed Schumacher's German championship.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was P2 right behind him, and I was like, I even thought just before the corner, I was like,
You just saw the headlines.
I could easily fuck this guy, like, I could just totally just send it and ruin his German championship at Kirpen, his track. Luckily I didn't. But you were there when we did the World Championship. SA.
SA. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Middle of nowhere.
Then I met you, and what's crazy, man, it was you and Felipe.
Yeah, we were both in the team as well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually the last time me and Felipe were proper teammates because he stayed in Cosmic and then moved on to Tony Kart. I moved on to Tony Kart, yeah.
Yeah,
Back
right.
in the day.
Wasn't the last time you were proper teammates in MP Motorsport last year?
Yeah, no, before
Yeah,
that.
okay,
I mean,
right, yeah.
So what were we like as little 14-year-olds?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. What was your first
Just-
impression of us two? Well, Marcus, you would have known him probably a lot younger, but at that age.
I just remember thinking that, I remember looking at you, Clem, and thinking that you were quite professional and had a bright future.
Oh, fucking, what's happened then?
No, you were quite strong that weekend, or that season, right?
I had a pretty good season. It was my first season internationally as well. That SA weekend was average compared to usual.
Yeah.
No,
I
I had
remember Ollie always saying good things.
Well, I think, the surprise for me in that whole championship was in the European Championship at Le Conca. It was my first proper international race. I go out for quali and I fucking pulled my group and I was like, how the fuck does that happen? Like, this is not normal. And
That's
then
cool.
proceeded
That's
to
cool.
getting hit off the track pretty much every start, which was...
Well,
Okay.
the selling point for that Cosmic seat was you doing well at Zuera. I remember that.
Probably as well. I don't recall Zuera that well, but yeah.
Followed by Cass sending Jaden messages telling me to lose weight for the race in SA.
Really?
Because I was a little chubby kid.
That's
Really?
not true. You're always quite fit.
Yeah, but I was pretty stocky when I was like 14.
I don't remember saying that.
You
I
like
think
to
were a
say
bit
that
I
he-
think,
stocky, yeah.
I think this is a bit of the 40-meter story coming out.
Yeah,
No,
mate.
the one thing
This
I
is
do
the-
remember though is you used to, and I've brought this up on the podcast before, I think, you used to have this fishnet mesh singlet that you'd wear under your race suit when you were karting when you were about that age, 13, 14. So you're running around in the fishnets as a 13-year-old topless.
Pretty hot.
Yeah, it
I
was-
don't recall that at the World Championships. I think that was
it
probably...
at a slightly different
Yeah.
standard by that point. Yeah. It was like,
I would have
have
loved
you
to
seen
see
that
it,
movie
though.
50 First Dates?
No.
Okay, yeah, there's a character who wears one in that, but we'll move on.
Good movie, actually.
Yeah, fantastic movie.
Yeah.
One of Adam Sandler's best.
Yeah.
What's Adam Sandler's second best movie in your opinion?
No, this is a better question than second best movie.
What's the golf one?
Happy Gilmore.
Happy
Happy
Gilmore.
Gilmore.
I would say Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
But I
Happy
wouldn't
Gilmore's
say
up
that's 50 First Dates is the best.
No,
The best
yeah,
for me
yeah,
is
yeah.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
Yeah, it's a good one with Cole
Sounds
Sprouse.
hot.
I don't think I've
That's
seen
it.
that one.
It's one of the best.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'd say for me the second best one is Uncut Gems, and it's Happy Gilmore number one.
You really?
I reckon
I'd
I've
say
seen
Happy Gilmore number one too.
Yeah, I reckon I've seen Happy Gilmore 15 times. Easy.
Yeah.
Where would you rate Grown Ups 2 in that one?
I think it's struggling to score points.
Yeah,
It's a terrible
it's
film.
not quite the top 10.
But Grown Ups 1 though, to be fair, like not that bad. If it's not scoring points, it's not far
Grown Ups
off.
2 was directed and everything by him, wasn't it? His own company.
I think that's I think Netflix just went, here's a fuck ton of money, don't go anywhere else, and he was like, cool.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
new sports one that he's done with LeBron James, I would say, is up there.
Apparently that's very good.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
It's a
Neither.
Is it good?
Is
We
that the
should
one
go
about the
and watch that.
basketball scout?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. Yes. That is very good.
Really good.
Yes. True.
I haven't seen that one.
Like
Neither.
that one.
What do you reckon Richard Gere's second best movie is?
Who's Richard
Richard
Gere?
Gere.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I should have chosen an actor not from the 80s. But Leonardo DiCaprio, second best film?
I've always been a big fan of Titanic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's just because there's a
I've
nude
never
scene.
finished Titanic.
Really?
Watched half or
You only got to the Model T scene and that was all you needed.
here we go. Bit of a big movie guy in the corner, isn't it? Mate, I'm actually liking this though. DiCaprio's second best. What would you say is his best? Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
got to be Wolf of
phenomenal
Wall Street.
film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reminds me a lot of Clem, that.
Does it?
I watched a clip from Wolf of Wall Street the other day, and it's when Margot Robbie throws the water on him.
Oh, yeah.
What an amazing scene that was.
Unbelievable.
Any scene with Margot Robbie
Yeah.
in it is an amazing scene.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of
Wake
a
up.
relationship,
What are
actually.
you doing? What are you doing? Who was this you're talking about last night?
Venice.
Who? What are you, a fucking owl now?
And what the fuck is Venice?
Unreal.
Venice. It's a condominium, baby. What? So you're investing in Italy? No, California, baby.
Stop flexing your muscles, Jordan. You look like a fucking imbecile.
Great movie.
This is the
Yeah,
most white
this
man
is-
thing ever, just sitting around quoting Wolf of Wall Street to each other.
All right.
Way better than Essay.
No, but Shutter Island, I think, second best for
That's a
Leonardo
great
DiCaprio.
film as well.
Yeah, very challenging as well at the end.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the end. I don't understand.
It's quite
the,
new. I didn't think
conclusion.
you would, but it's a great film.
Well,
nonetheless.
give me your honest opinion of the conclusion to that film.
Well, the whole pretense of the film is that he's a detective looking into what's going on there, and then in the end, it actually transpires that he was a patient being submitted to the island as a, to go for treatment there.
Right.
And so the perspective of pretty much the first 90% of the film is from his own point of view
Right.
and what he thought was happening around him, whereas the last fraction of the film shines a light on what's actually happening and how mentally disturbed the character truly is.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's almost like you prepared that.
Haven't literally off the top of my head. I just,
Wow.
big movie guy.
It's not bad.
I quite like Catch Me If You Can.
Oh,
Very
fantastic
good.
with Tom
Fantastic.
Hanks.
It's
Very
a great
good.
one. Tim Hanks. Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
Tim Hanks.
Tim Hanks. What was the other one upstairs? He said.
You guys haven't seen Family Guy, have you?
Of course we have.
I
Of course
mean,
I have. I've
what?
seen all of them.
Tim. All right. Will Ferrell's second best movie.
Oh, mate.
Get Hard was pretty good.
Get Hard was
that
good.
was funny. That's a modern classic, I think. I mean,
Anchorman.
Step Brothers has got to be number. Oh, I mean, it's either Step Brothers or Talladega. Those are the
Yeah, there's the trio, isn't there?
That's 1 and 2. What's the third?
Well, there's Step Brothers.
What
Yeah.
about Old School?
Oh, Old
very
School's
good
so
as well.
good. When
Old
it goes
School.
streaking.
Yes, unreal. I didn't realise that's where James Courtney got Frank the Tank from. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't know James Courtney had a Frank the Tank thing.
When he wins a race, stands on the
Oh,
roof.
yeah.
No? Look, it's pretty good.
Best haircut in supercars, James Courtney.
Have you got a celebration?
Well, I haven't won a race in a while. It's probably been,
Yes, true,
it's been 12 months or so.
More than that.
What one was exactly 12 months?
One I've always really wanted to see, and I've never seen anyone do it, and it only works for a single seat. If you jump out, Halo makes it a bit harder these days, but if you get it, and then you do the surfboard, you do the paddle, and then pop up and give it one of those. That's one I'm dying to see.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
Sort of the Kelly Slater.
So, but you
I
can't really
remember-
do that
I
on
remember-
IndyCar, though, because the nose is
The
quite
aero
round.
screen's a real challenge.
For me, DaCosta always had the best celebrations. I don't know if you ever saw much of his stuff.
No.
Man, 2012, I think, he had a really good end of the year. And
He was winning
World-
every race pretty much.
World
Yeah.
Series 3.5.
Yeah.
Strong field, and he had so much confidence at that time. But it was cool. It's awesome to see him go through that stage in his career, right? But I remember one of the races, he was new to Red Bull, and he jumped out and he sat on the engine cover and rode the bill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty
great.
good.
Yes.
I think that was.
Bit of
I think
a-
he kicked that off.
Yeah.
But then I remember Barcelona. He won by a long way, and he did the in lap also flat out. So when he got back,
I was about to say the testicular risk involved in that.
Yeah, he did like, I don't know how quick, but he was quick in the in lap. He had time to get out of the car and do one of these ones.
Oh, that is fucking good.
I thought you meant he went too hard on the in lap and the engine was still too hot and he cooked himself.
So he had time to literally get out of the car park for a minute.
I try and keep the celebrations. Like, obviously, you get out of the car, you're happy and stuff. But I think Rory can testify to the fact that I like to do my celebration on the podium, and it tends to be a every
celebration.
It's a massive chug of champagne.
Is it?
I've always, looked up to Kimi Räikkönen as one of my
Raikkonen
idols.
pioneered that one.
And since then I've
actually, talking of pioneers, I'd like to bring up David Reynolds as well, the true pioneer of the shoey.
Very true.
Supercars doesn't get enough credit. Daniel Ricciardo falsely credited with that one, but I think that's a real point of contention.
Have you ever done a shoey before?
I have, yeah.
How did it taste?
Was it your own shoey, or was it a? Were you the?
I think it was. Yeah, it was my own.
Were you the shoer or the shoey?
I remember point it here, point it there. No,
not for you.
Not me. No.
Did it make the champagne taste any different?
You'd have thought so.
You think so? Yeah.
You didn't do a blind back to back there on the.
I didn't quite. I went through a stage of not drinking. I do this occasionally, a few months or whatever, and man, to be honest, the first half of this year, I didn't have a drop of alcohol. But podiums actually, all of a sudden I was getting more podiums than I expected, and actually it was way harder than I expected.
For sure.
Yeah.
Especially with you guys, because I downed, I think it was a Magnum. tends to be what you get on the F2 podiums, but you guys in FE, they're huge. The bottles.
Oh, the bottles.
Huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be hard to chug that one.
It would be.
Well, it's good when the winning team gets the bottle as well, because then you kind of have the team drinks and then the driver drinks. Yeah, it's good. It works well. We probably should talk a little bit about your new team, Jaguar. You're moving there next year to partner up with countryman Mitch Evans.
I hope I'm still moving there after this episode.
Yeah, it's tough. But,
touch and go.
Yeah.
That's why we got Rory over here. He's a true professional.
Yeah. Rory will trim it down. But you must be looking forward to that, having raced against Mitch pretty much your entire career and now meeting back again in the same team.
Yeah, it's going to be cooler. It's going to be good. A bit of fun.
It's a bit of a nostalgic moment for me, really, seeing Mitch and Nick on
the It almost feels like an A1 GP team for New Zealand. And
to me, it reminds me of Giles Motorsport back in 2011.
Giles Motorsport, great team. Cracking team.
Actually, very good team.
Good memories.
Very, very, very smart guy. But it'll be cool. It'll be very cool.
It's crazy how many Kiwis are at the front of... I mean, not to toot our own horn, but
we've got 4 in IndyCar, essentially.
4?
If we include Tom.
If you include Tom.
Yeah.
We got you two boys in Formula E, Emma Gilmore in Extreme E.
Hartley
who else
and
we got up there? Hartley, killing it in Wick.
Lawson probably in F1.
Lawson, he's had a bit of a year as well, I think. Yeah.
Van Gisbergen.
Yeah, big NASCAR guy now.
And we're going to forget someone, which is going to be really offensive.
This is so bad. I'm sure we've forgotten someone. Earl Bamber.
Yeah. He's slipped more into the sort of business owner role now, though. He's running the team. Game a bit more, doing a good job down there in Australia.
Doing Cadillac and work as well.
Yes, of course he is, yep.
James forgot that one. Yep, of course he is, yep. No, I've forgotten someone as well, I'm sure.
I mean, there's numerous New Zealand drivers.
A lot in supercars, obviously.
Is Rick Armstrong?
Rick Armstrong,
a
massive podium at Highlands a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Massive.
To be fair, Rick, if you watch this, bloody cool video.
Yeah.
Very, very good video.
It's real, man.
It's
awesome.
real. No, it was cool.
It was so good.
I thought his podium celebrations and he's working that champagne, mate. I was loving it.
It's like that Dom Rose all over again.
Bloody beautiful, Rick.
Yeah, he was quite
I liked the clear visor fully cracked as well. That was my favourite part.
Poor guy. He's out there celebrating his champagne and Clem's taking the piss out of him.
I am not, mate. I'm a massive fan of his.
Yeah, he's he got a podium at the Bathurst 12-hour recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty good. Have you done Bathurst?
No, I haven't.
Oh, yeah. On the list?
No. It'd be cool, huh?
Yeah. I'd like to go as a spectator.
I keep saying no whenever I get a call. I get I don't know. It looks hard, man.
It does look
It
hard.
looks so hard.
Was this the 12 out or the supercars?
Supercars.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where you've got to do it once in your life.
If you get the
You've got to do
chance.
it, but you want to do it at the end of your career. So when you suck, at least you're on the way out anyway.
It's one of those you don't want to show
Yeah.
yourself up early.
Yeah.
They look tough to drive those
Yeah,
things.
they look
eh?
so hard, man.
Those
I
boys-
did a test in with Reynolds and Erebus, Winton, and I was okay. I felt pretty good, but man, I locked once, and this is actually a true story about a tire lock, not this rubbish that you've heard before. But I locked like, you know, second to last corner at Winton by any chance,
Yeah.
and I locked there. Every bush in the district is on fire, like, man. and I've just ended up pit lane entry, box guys, mate. You've got no chance of stopping. Like, I don't know. For me, the brake feeling is so heavy and the tires small and those things is tough. And I think going to the street tracks, Bathurst, big respect for those guys. Like they, you know, SVG in those old cars, especially on the brakes. You know,
They make them look easy, eh?
Yeah, the top guys there are pretty damn good.
I love watching the old Bathurst top 10 shootout when they don't even put the
Yeah,
the
that
mirrors
is
on.
great.
That's
They don't put the mirrors on.
They don't put the mirrors on because they know they're going to take them straight off.
That is fucking cool.
They run it that close to the wall, and sometimes I don't even know if it's necessary to run it that close to the wall.
Yeah.
You just do it for fun, mate. You just
TV
want to hear the
drone.
little.
Yeah.
It's like an
When you-
exit.
when you know you're a bit slow and you open it up just to make sure
It
it looks
looks
like on the
fast.
limit. The sector time comes up plus half a second.
Oh no!
I remember when I first started karting, you know how you had those like outside like rumbly strips, like the curbing, and then they'd be like, "Oh, don't use it because it'll slow you down going on the straight." But yeah, but it makes like the F1 noise. Like, it was the best thing about it.
He's the only guy who said that, wasn't he?
And that's why he's a
There's
professional
something
racing
about, you know,
driver.
when you go on the strip and it makes the noise, it's very satisfying. No? Maybe that's why I never made
No,
it.
exactly that. You've got that right.
Well, James, you're about to become a professional racing driver.
Yep.
He's
what are you doing?
Reignited.
he's
Update.
partaking in.
Alfa Romeo UK Championship.
Yep.
No way.
Well, I'm doing one race because that's all they've asked me to do. But
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, looking forward to it. So officially reignited, free drive. Can't say that for a lot of guys, you know. Out
No,
there,
good.
so.
That's so good. Everyone else watching this who's paying a few grand to go race doesn't like you
Exactly.
saying that.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a real charcuterie board of like
Yeah.
race suit boots. I mean, you would one of your lids probably like. I'm going to try and bother.
When is it?
I'm doing a test next week, and then I'm doing a race next year.
Is the test
Okay.
next week?
Next weekend, yeah.
Are you in the gym? You're pumping iron?
Massively so.
Oh mate,
Can
we've
you
been
not-
we've been hard at it.
Duh.
Obviously, the thing is, we're trying to do sort of a bit of a document. you dirty minds there.
Nothing about dirty minds. I'm just laughing.
We've
Being hard at it.
we've been we're sort of trying to film this documentary about James's career, and yeah, it's
Is
cool.
Rory going with you or
We should
who's
try and get Jimbo Harrison on the old.
Jimbo
Yeah.
Harrison?
Substitute producer Jimbo
So
Harrison.
James is rocking up for his first car test ever at Donington with a
Oh, is it
film
Donington?
crew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
film
way.
crew.
I'm not even sure I have a mechanic.
Imagine this guy, he's got a film crew, he's going to stall on pit exit.
PR team.
PR team will cut that out, mate. Don't worry.
Didn't you guys go to like Brands Hatch or something? I'm sure I saw.
Goodwood.
Goodwood?
Yeah, made some avocado toast doing a lap
I think
around
it was
Goodwood.
scary, man, him driving around the track. Because he was going for it. And
Yeah.
that GLC was pointy.
Mate, you bring this up every episode.
How do you guys make that kind of thing happen? I'm impressed. It's cool.
To be honest, like,
Rory,
I don't know either.
He is the boy.
Yeah, nice.
He'll make everything happen and make it look good. But we actually just we went to what's the track called again?
Goodwood.
Goodwood. To do like a bit of a day with Rob Wilson.
Okay.
And so for you know
We sort of
Rob,
Trojan horsed me in, if
Yeah.
you will.
So you did the day and then threw a bit of avocado toast in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, cool.
Rob was like, we did like half a day of like training, and then I was like, you mind if we do a bit of filming in my car? And he's like, sure. And we're gonna get like the avocado out and like,
Yeah, well, I mean, he could go out and smoke a few more cigarettes. So
Yeah.
yeah, sweet with it.
I've never
I've never done a day with him, but I'd love to.
Fascinating.
Mate, I'll tell you what,
Fascinating.
Yeah,
it's
I hear really good things.
It's fascinating. And then the best thing about Rob Wilson is honestly, his smoking is incredible.
It's
It is something I have never seen before. So obviously you're driving, I don't know what car you're driving, but mine was a Vauxhall Astra, right?
Yeah,
and
Astra, yeah.
you're coming into these corners. Obviously the brakes are only going to last a lap, and then the pedal's going really long. So you got to go take it for a couple of laps around. So he'll go out, set a benchmark lap. Obviously you're on the timing, and once you give him the time, and he'll go, yeah, good lap. Deserve a cigarette for that. So you park up, he'll go outside, start smoking a cigarette. You go and do your couple of laps. And then you'll sort of work through the day, slowly getting to his target. And then the moment you beat his target, he'll go, good job, I deserve a cigarette for that. Because he's coached you to beat him. And then he'll go out, have another cigarette, mate. I've never seen, he must go through four packs a day.
He did the coolest thing I've ever seen someone do. We're not condoning smoking on this podcast, but so he did a push lap, and you need to do this a rolling lap. Don't use the brakes, cool them down.
Yeah.
You drop him off before you do that lap, so he can so he jumps out, lights a cigarette off the brake disc, and goes, right, take it around. I was like, that's the best thing I've ever seen.
No.
You've never done a day with him.
Yeah, no.
Just to paint a picture, have you met him before?
No.
He's like probably close to 75 years old, wouldn't he?
I'd say he'd be the closest thing to Yoda I've ever met, and I'm not. That's not necessarily like a dig.
He's a Kiwi. He's
Yeah.
super fast.
Oh.
But he's also a singer.
No way.
What?
Yes.
He's got the voice for it, actually.
He
He's
is
got
a
a real radio
No,
voice,
seriously,
too.
we'll put it up on the screen. There is Rob Wilson singing a song called "Get Me on the Plane," and it's got like 150,000 views or something.
Oh,
It's a big one.
fantastic.
He's the lead singer. And
Wow.
And actually, we should point out Rob Wilson is also the driver coach to One Pablo Montoya, Coulthard,
Stoffel Van Dorn,
Van
Lance
Dorn,
Stroll, you name it.
everyone, yeah.
And he sings this beautiful song, real catchy. Get me on the plane, down, 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 down.
Get me on the plane.
Kraus.
Well, I think we can end it there on a bit of music. We've had some food, we've had movies, we've had music, we've had Nick Cassidy.
We've got the confession box that we've got.
Oh, okay. So
Clement
now we're going to
Novalak.
do the segment we do every time that's never made it to where, I'm pretty sure, because it's always been edited out. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
cool.
you can pretty much consider this the end of the episode.
Yeah. Well, in case that is the case.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us, guys. And in case it's not, keep watching.
So we've got a few cards here.
We're choosing the Reddies.
No, we're not going to run the red.
going
I'm
for
not
the
running
Reddies.
red. I'm not running red.
Come for the Reddies. Yeah, boy.
Oh, Marlboro Reds.
Marlboro Reds.
Oh, you're putting the blacks in there as well, man. It's going to be... We can't, obviously... Don't put the family ones, though. They're, like, real sentimental. I read a few of those. I almost wanted to cry.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
So this is like really bad, is it?
It's sort of Cards Against Humanity-esque, is it? I've never played it, but...
Anyways, pick a card.
Should we all pick a card?
Yeah, but we can't pick
How
them
does-
from different colours. I think we should all pick the same
Do
colour.
something a bit tame that actually has a chance of making the episode.
We don't know. That's the thing.
All right, I'll pick a card.
Okay, let's all just pick one and see where this ends.
Oh, no.
He said just don't take a red. He's going for a red.
Because I'm asking you guys.
Okay, so if you don't want to read the questions, you like pass it to the right.
Yeah.
Should we do that? If you don't want to read your question, pass it to the right.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I won't read mine.
What?
Mark, I'm sure you would.
Have a... All right, Nick, because this is a brutal pause. Clem, I'm not going to ask you first.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I can ask this
I've
to
actually
someone
got,
else.
I've got quite a good. I'm happy with mine, to be honest.
All right, go for God.
Who's it directed to? In
anyone.
general?
I think it's
I mean,
a
yeah,
general
I think. I
question.
mean, I'll answer mine. But who would you least mind as your partner? A maniac overachiever or a kindly underachiever? It's kindly underachiever every time. Am I not right?
I like kind people, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to date a maniac.
Oh, is this who you were dating, you mean?
Yeah.
As a partner. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably go with the same, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
That's
going
a
to go with
fairly
the room.
strong- yeah,
and
no
then I can't
maniacs.
Can't be destroyed.
All right. So this one's actually pretty good. I guess not many people will answer. How much money do you have, James?
Where's my phone? I can actually tell you. Oh, here it is. In my bank account at the moment.
This is bound to be good, mate.
Just using Face ID. Okay, Premier Savings account. 20p.
No.
20 pence.
Debiting account, minus £1,621. Credit card, minus £6,821 and 48 pence. That's how much money I've got.
Holy moly, mate. Do
Damn.
you need a hand? Is
Yeah.
everything okay?
Yeah.
What about you, Marcus?
I'll go last.
Nick?
I just want to take my I want to take back my comment about the shoes.
Yeah, you're wearing a Rolex.
Yes, you are wearing a Rolex.
I am wearing a Rolex. That tells you everything you need to know about me.
That's where the minus 6Ks come from, isn't it?
It's a bit more than that, but yeah.
So, Nick?
I wouldn't know.
Good. That's
Next
a good
question.
problem to have.
Yeah.
All right.
$5.
What's your question you've got in your card, mate?
Would you, in general, prefer to punish or be punished?
Oh, I had this one yesterday. The question.
Probably cut. Move on.
Yeah, so we'll move on.
And finally,
He's still gone red,
Mouse.
though.
Oh yeah, we've still got another ready over here.
Oh yeah.
Another couple of Marlboro
Yeah.
Reds.
What's
have you got it ready as well?
You go on.
What do you find, Clem, what do you find erotic in the workplace?
We discussed this pre-podcast.
Did we?
Yeah, because we reworded the question. It's essentially asking what's your favourite kind of workplace sexual harassment.
Yeah, you're not right.
We're not answering that.
Rory?
No.
You go ahead. We can throw that one out.
What hang-ups do you have around sex?
We had this question
Yeah.
yesterday
Hang up.
too.
Maybe we
What-
should shuffle
what
the
is-
deck.
Yeah. Hang on.
We were just sitting around complaining. We've heard this one.
No, yeah, mate. That's. Actually, I could have described that.
This flows so well.
How to play? No. Oh my days! That's for James.
Why are they?
Yeah, no. Okay, this is for Clem.
Oh, cheers.
What is your type? Describe them in great detail.
Oh, my type.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
I'm going to go for blonde, blue eyes, quite tall.
That is not your type at all.
No, that's actually
You literally,
brunette.
yeah. I've got a photo of your type because you sent me, and we'll get this up on the screen.
No, you won't.
No, all right, we won't get it on the screen. Novalak screenshotted the left-hand side of his matches on one of the apps, and they were all just dark sort of olive Brazilian skin tones with brown hair. They
He's in
literally
his Brazilian
looked,
phase at the moment.
it was
isn't it?
copy and paste. It was so.
There you go. I don't even need to answer. James does it for me.
Have you changed your opinion on your favourite? What's the most attractive accent?
Oh, still Brazilian for me.
Did you say that last time?
No. Probably said Italian.
What about you?
What,
Cass?
Yes.
what language do they speak?
Portuguese.
Okay, you were aware. That's good. It helps.
We're just keeping on going with the
Yeah, no,
Marlboro Reds
I'm
now.
just gonna keep. Oh yeah, here's one for Clem.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, not fun, is it?
This won't make the podcast, but it'll cut. Who do you rather regret sleeping with?